This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are here hooking you up with the best of the best interviews. And today we have a special guest. So, guest, please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? My name is Lynne, the brand, your #1 online strategist. I am a publicist, I'm a digital strategist, and I am a brand influencer.
Yeah, so we'll just go straight into it. Your bio reads online strategist, publicist. So we will just like to know, what does this really mean?
So online strategist and a publicist, of course, are two different things. So as a publicist, I have my own PR firm. I work with artists, I work with public figures. I do booking media tours for them. I push music, I do music distribution, I do events marketing, I do, as a publicist. And then as an online strategist, that basically entails, now the digital strategist part of it, me pushing things online, doing those online marketing, giving either a brand or an event or, a public figure, giving them that online presence. So that's what online strategist is about, and that was what a publicist is about.
Yeah, so you see, like what you're doing is what we can say these are new age careers, because they are careers that 10 years ago somebody could not even think about it. So I just want to know, how did your journey start? What even led you to such a field? Because people usually want to become doctors, lawyers, and now you're what you're doing. So I don't know what really made you choose that career path.
You said it well. People always want to become a doctor. When I was young, I wanted to become a doctor. At some point, a lawyer. At some point, I don't know, a what, a surgeon, a pilot. But then again, what I'm doing right now is not even what I studied for, because I studied fashion and design. And when you come to the online strategist part of it, I will start with the online strategist part because that's what I started off as. It's all about, it goes down to, me being passionate about, online things, pushing things online. So I started as an online strategist. So I was very passionate about, pushing things online, posting things online. Whenever I see like maybe someone is has not positioned their brand well online, it really used to bother me. And at some point, I felt strongly in my spirit that this is the path that I would really want to choose, because someone once said, if you see maybe someone is doing something in the wrong way and it's bothering you, then that's what you're supposed to do. That's where your calling is. And when I started the online strategist part of it, I started by, marketing events for public figures without them knowing me. I worked for a while for me to be able to push my brand, for people to know who I am, for me to just, create a name for myself, so that at least when it reaches a point where I want to make something out of it, I want to make a living out of it, now people will have trusted me enough to give me their job, their brands, and so I started as an online strategist. Then the publicist part of it came somewhere along the way. I am one person who really loves launching things on their birthdays. For me, I love celebrating my birthday with something new every year. So the publicist part came at some point where I realized that I have a lot on my plate. Like, I have a lot of connections. I am, well connected with, people in the media. I am well connected with brands. I am well connected with. So I started asking myself, how can I use the connections that I have to make something out of myself? So by that time, I was an online strategist. And then now, I was working with, I was working at a certain media house, and I realized that the biggest challenge that artists have is marketing. Like, you release your music, but you don't know where to take it from there. So you don't know how to distribute them. You don't know how they can reach these people in the media houses yet. God has given me, you know, some kind of connections with those people that are in the media houses. So I asked myself, what can I do with these connections that God has given me? And somewhere along the way, I decided, you know what, during my birthday next year, it was several months to my birthday. So I decided during my birthday, I really want to launch something. And I think I would want to go towards the direction of a publicist, because as a publicist, the most important thing, of course, there are several things, but the most important thing that one should, you know, have as a publicist is connections. You know, you have to know the right people. You have to just be well connected. And at that point, I was well connected, but I didn't know what to do with the connections that God had given me. So that's when I started. I decided, you know what, let me, you know, help artists get their music out there, help them market them, help distribute them, help book interviews for them. And now that's where a publicist came in. And at some point now, I just, you know, fused them, the online strategist part and the publicist part. Yes.
So even as you look at what you're doing, I want to know, like, why do you think guys like you are really important in the music entertainment space? Like, what can you offer an artist? Let's say an artist just approaches you today. Like, what are some of the things you can offer to their career?
The biggest thing that I can offer to their career is, you know, I always say you have to work hard to make sure that your brand is out there. Like, you know, work on your brand. When your brand is doing well, when your brand is big now, the other things zitakuwa pulled up by now your brand. So I think the biggest thing that I usually offer maybe an artist or a public figure is that, you know, brand visibility. Just my work is just to make sure that, you know, you're not just an artist, you're not just any other artist, you're not just, you know, any other person, but you are a brand, you know, you are a force to reckon with, you know. And as you have asked, why is it important for, you know, for them to have people like us? If you look at the entertainment industry in other countries, you will see that, you will realize that other artists in other countries have really prioritized, you know, having a team, having a publicist, because they know as an artist, I cannot do everything by myself. I cannot, you know, sit down, come up with the lyrics, come up with a song, come up with a project, then record an audio, record a video, then do marketing for myself, you know. You cannot do everything by yourself. So at some point as an artist, you know, you need a team, and that's where we come in, because we are important, because our work is to make your work as an artist easier. You know, our work is to make your work easier now, in such a way that maybe we can leave things like, you know, kuandika song, writing your songs and recording. So those are the things that, you know, tutaacha ziku stress. But these other things, when it comes to marketing, nanini, so we make it easier for you. We make it easier for you to, you know, get out there in the market. We make it easier for you to, you know, be known. We make it easier for you to be visible, even in people's eyes. We make it easier for you to just, in simple terms, be a force to reckon with.
So, like you have worked with a couple of these artists, and there are usually complaints that maybe our industry is not growing because our artists are not professional. So I don't know, is this true or is it false? What have you experienced so far?
To some extent, it's true. To some, I wouldn't say false, because it depends with an artist. Because working with this artist, because I've worked with several of them, and I have encountered, you know, some who are very serious. They are very, very serious. They're taking this music career thing very serious. And I've also worked with some who are, you know, they're not serious. They are jokers. I don't know the best way to put it. And I think it's not, people have branded our industry that, you know, we are not moving or we are not growing because our artists are not serious. I will disagree, because there are artists who are very serious out there. I think the few who are not serious are the ones who are, you know, on Arabia, these other ones who are very serious. And it all comes down to you as an artist, you know. This thing has to be personal. Why are you in the music industry? Why are you singing? Why are you, you know? And the moment you know why you're doing it, then that's where the seriousness will come in. Or if you're just, you know, doing it as a by the way, unajua, like this thing is not serious to me at all, wacha tu nijibambe, then that's where your lack of seriousness comes in. So I think to some extent it's true, to some extent it's false, because there are artists who are working very hard out here, very, very hard.
Yeah, so you can just name some of these artists that you have worked for so that guys can know.
So I will name all of them. I won't say that this one was serious, this so that, you know, to be on the safe side. Hey, Lynne the brand said you are not a serious artist.
Yeah.
But I have worked with both established artists, big artists, and uprising artists as well. So my list is very long. I don't know where to start from, but I have worked with the likes of Guardian Angel. I have worked with Moji Shot Baba. I have worked with Ekodida. I have worked with Masi Masika. I have also worked with, you know, the likes of now, the ones who are booming, Wapendwa Muziki. I have worked with Jabidi Music. I have worked with Timeless Noel. I've worked with who else? David Wanda. I'm still currently working with David Wanda. I have worked with who else? The list is long. I have also worked with some of the artists from other countries as well. I have worked with an artist who is called Yellow Dove from Zambia. I have also worked with an artist who is called Clarion Clarkwood from UK. I have worked with so many artists. The list is endless, and there are some that I'm still working with up to now. I've worked with LJ Masai, you know, Evelyn Wanjiro. Yeah, so the list is endless. I don't know if I haven't worked with an artist, it's probably because the time has not come yet. But so far, I think I have worked with almost all artists in one way or another, either as a digital strategist or as a publicist as well. So I have also worked with Willie Paul. I have worked with so many artists. Yeah.
I want us to talk about the importance of branding, and just what are some of the importances of the benefits that an artist can get if they have a good brand out there.
I am one person who advocates so much for, I advocate in, I'm an advocate of, you know, having just a good brand, a big brand. Oh, before I answer that, I've also worked with not artists alone. I have worked with DJs as well. So yeah, I have worked with so many DJs, DJ Gigi of Bambika. I have worked with DJ Clifter, DJ Sean, who are currently on KTN. I have worked with DJ Nix. Yeah, so it doesn't like really necessarily mean like me just working with artists. So I've also worked with, you know, other people who are not artists but are still in the entertainment scene. And as a public figure, it's important for you to build a brand for yourself, because a good brand makes you stand out. You know, it makes you stand out. Let's say, for example, I put two people, A and B, and this A has worked so hard on building a brand for themselves, and B has not worked on building a brand for themselves, but they are very talented. While A, they are not so much talented, but they have worked so hard on building a brand for themselves. So in most cases, you'll see that you'll find out that A will get more opportunities, more big opportunities out there because of the brand. Yet maybe when it comes to let's say, for example, music, singing, maybe someone is a DJ, something, they are not very good in that area, but they have built a very big brand for themselves in such a way that, as a corporate, as, event organizers, as key people in the entertainment industry, you can't ignore them because of the brand that they have built for themselves. And then B, have not worked on building their brands, but they're very good. Maybe the person is a very good artist, he or she has good content, or the person is a very good DJ, in fact, the best. But now, when it comes to branding, you see out there, corporate event organizers, even as an event organizer, before you sit down and you decide, now let's call this artist to my event, the first thing that they look at is how has this artist branded themselves? Pale nje into the public eyes, wamejibrandaje? Are they people that can bring crowd to us, or are they people who tukiweka tu jina zao pale, like nobody will even notice who they are? Or are they people, when you tukiweka tu their names, even without the faces, people will show up because, so and so will be performing at that event? So it's important, because I believe that most artists, you're not just, it's not about just making music, okay? Like, most of them want to make money out of this music. And how do you make money out of this music? Before now the music starts even paying you, we have things like endorsements, we have corporates, we have, event, very big, maybe event organizers. And for a corporate to approach you, for a corporate to now say, I want to work with so-and-so, I want so-and-so to be our brand ambassador, I want so-and-so to be our influencer. For a corporate now to approach you, they must look at you as a brand, not you as a person, your brand. How big is your brand? How have you positioned your brand? How well have you positioned it? Have you positioned it in such a way that maybe it can, if we decide to work with you, it will be beneficial to us? Or have you positioned it in a way that maybe if we decide to work with you, it will be bad for our image or bad for our company? So how have you positioned your brand? So having a good brand helps a lot out there, especially maybe when an artist wants, big endorsements, you want to make money, you really have to go hard on building that good brand for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about you as an artist, it's about maybe so many other people out there who may want to work with you. It's about a certain company that might want to work with you. It's about, a certain, event organizer that might want to work with you. And nobody wants to work with someone who is a nobody, in quotes and quotes, a nobody, nobody wants to work with someone who has not worked so hard in building a name for themselves. Nobody wants to work with someone who has not worked so hard in building a brand for themselves. And as you have heard me saying in the beginning, I worked for a year plus. I think it was almost 1.5 years, and I worked for free. I was working for pro bono, for free, without charging, because I wanted to build a name for myself. I wanted to build a brand that people can trust. And all these people that I have mentioned, that I have worked with, at some point, they agreed to work with me because of the brand. Maybe, Lynne, you have built a name for yourself. You have really, really, worked on building a brand. So we are sure that we can trust you at this point because of the brand, the way that you have branded yourself. If I had not maybe worked so hard to maybe, build a brand, push my brand, be somewhere, even, you wouldn't, maybe you wouldn't even know who Lynne is, Najua. You wouldn't, because it all comes down to, grabbing those big opportunities. When you have a big brand, then you can be rest assured that, a big opportunity will come and it might not pass you by. I mean, I know many DJs, I know maybe of a DJ and some few artists who are not even good in what they are doing. They are not good. The DJ is terrible, but now the name, the brand, you will find anaitwa events outside the country because of the brand, the way that the person has branded themselves. Yeah. So it will a good brand will open more doors, bigger doors for you out there as a person, as an artist, as any public figure.
just looking at the industry and even in Africa as a continent, I want to know if, like, how do we compare according to other countries? Can we even maybe be top 5 or something like that, just from you looking how we operate in Kenya? And I know also maybe you have information about what happens in other countries. Do you think we are lagging behind, or how can you talk about that?
I think there are people, there are artists who are working so hard to place our name as a country out there on the top. But then again, on the other hand, there are artists who are, working so hard to, pull us down at the same time. I think I would top five, because I think Kenya is one country that has the most hardworking people, but also it has, the most jokers as well. So I think I will put us where exactly? Because for me, for instance, if we have, good artists who are doing good music out there, if I give an example with maybe Sauti Sol, and they're putting us somewhere out there on the map. And then we have also other big artists who are doing terrible music. And this music will trend even in outside the country because of the name, they are big artists. So what will be trending out there? Ndio itatuweka somewhere kwa map. And if bad music did trend out there, then it means that, on the map, we might end up being at a number 10. Because now people from outside the country will think that all the artists in Kenya, these are the kind of music that we do, when it's not true. And people will, take us as, big jokers, because maybe the song that has trended in their country is the song that is terrible. And they'll be like, hey, this country, there are no good artists, there are no, they might not have the time to do their research and see that, but by the way, there are very many good artists in Kenya. Now they will remain with Ule Moja, the terrible song that has trended in their country, and they will now rank as, as, I don't know, number 30 or something, because they'll be thinking, Kenya is not good enough. But personally, I think if only some of us can stop joking, and just do good music, great content, jokes aside, just, work on doing very good music, then we might as well be number 1. Why not? I mean, we are very good. We are smart people, so we might as well be number 1. But that's if people just, stop joking and just do good content, good music.
Let's say an artist approaches you right now, they want to work with you. What are some of the things that you consider in order to work with some of these artists?
The most important thing for me is, for an artist, you really must have good principles. Like any lazima, you just have, you be disciplined, because you might approach me, yes, but then again, when I start working with you, somewhere along the way, the seriousness inapotea, so you start becoming a joker or something, you start doing funny things. And for me, it goes down to, sometimes I usually say, it's not even about maybe the money or something. It's about, because if you as an artist, you're not disciplined enough, you are doing very, very weird, funny things out there, then your brand starts going down. It means that my brand also as a person will start going down, because now everyone knows that, hey, Lynne is working with so-and-so, Lynne the publicist was so-and-so, and so-and-so has been doing the ABCD. So when so-and-so will be going down, Lynne will also be going down. And I try so hard not to find myself in a place like that. So I usually look at, how disciplined is this person? How serious is this person? Because I might be serious and I want to really work with you and push you. But then again, you might not be serious enough to want to be pushed the way that I want to push you. So are you serious about this thing? Are you serious about this music? I would want to know, like, in your head, in your mind, what are your future plans in as much as your music career is concerned? What have you, planned for yourself? Do you have a plan? Do you know where you're going? Ama you're just singing for the sake of singing? Ama you're just singing, then next year utakusha acha kuimba, you're doing something else? Like, do you have a plan? Do you have, because the first questions that I usually ask artists is, are you doing this thing is it a short-term kind of thing, or is it a long-term kind of thing? Are you passionate about it? Because you have to be passionate about it. When you're passionate about what you're doing, then it makes even my work easier for me. But when you're not passionate, it's like, I'm trying to push you and you don't want to move. So it will be very hard for me. It will be very hectic for me. So lazima I know the plans that you have for your future plans as an artist. Are you doing it long term, or is it a short term kind of thing? Is this something that you're just doing for fun, or is something that at some point it will be kind of like a business for you? Probably you want to make money out of it. You want to, so those are some of the things that I look at. But the most important thing, you really have to be disciplined. Then again, you have to be really good, because you can't just work with someone for the sake of working with someone. It will be very hard for me maybe to push someone who doesn't have good content, someone who is not good enough. And I know I have at some point I have talked to maybe some artists who have approached me, and I listened to their projects and I'm like, not yet. Then I will give them maybe advice. Would you maybe enroll for vocal lessons? Would you do this and this for you to be, really good? Because I don't just work with an artist because you're an artist. Probably you have woken up today and you've just decided, mi nataka kuimba. So you have branded yourself as an artist. I don't just work with someone because you are an artist. I look at so many things, and you have to be good. For me, anyway, you have to be good, because I can't push something that is not good. Like, I have to push something that I love myself. It's something that, I have to be your fan first for me to be able to convince now people out there to be your fans. I have to love your work first for me to be able to convince people to love your work. So if I'm not your fan, then how will I convince you to be their fan? How will I convince you to consume their music? So I really have to be your fan first. And that means you have to be good enough to convince me, to convert me from just, a normal person to your fan. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.